easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even do you even leave now, make your escape. You know the fortune favors the brave. So close, just get away. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even do you even I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even do you even all this time I've been holding on so tight, 'cause all that I do was easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even do you even leave now, make your escape. You know the fortune favors the brave. So close, just get away. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even do you even I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even do you even all this time I've been holding on so tight, 'cause all that I do was easy to use. So call my time, but you weren't really mine, just something to do. Thought I never knew. No surprise, but nevertheless, I'm still stuck in self-defense. No surprise, but nevertheless, I get lost when I look in your eyes. I just want to be next to your I get lost when I look in your eyes. Do you even do you even leave now, make your escape. You know the
Hello. How is everyone? Who's in the chat, actually? I imagine it's going to be a quiet one. Just thought I'd try a stream out. I know we ended up stopping streams last season. Hi Cameron, how are you? It's mainly because of mainly stopped because of UCL. It just got a lot, So, but yeah, we'll try streams again if they go well. Then we'll continue them. Ideally, though, I think the nighttime streams are really are the best time for me, really. Especially like Thursday evening, Friday evening. So we'll see how many we get in. If we don't get loads in, then yeah, it's one of them, innit? It's all good. But yeah, so I thought I'd try a short stream. Short stream's quite hard to say, actually, really fast. A short stream, not super short, about an hour, just to kind of go over a few things that I'm thinking about ahead of the deadline. Obviously, the deadline's tomorrow, but I think a lot of the big YouTubers usually go on the deadline, don't they? So yeah, I thought I'd do a FPL deadline eve stream. So yeah, this is welcome to the FPL deadline eve stream. Probably doesn't work that, does it? If you are watching, hit the like button. Please make sure you are subscribed as well, stay up to date with all of my content. Interesting UCL draw there, wasn't it? Obviously, I'll cover UCL fantasy in other ways. I won't be doing a draft yet. It'll be Saturday, so I'll probably, because we don't actually get the UCL the proper schedule until Saturday latest. So we will definitely get the full schedule before Sunday, basically. We might even get it tomorrow, but it's usually Saturday. It is, if my memory serves me correctly, then we do usually get the UCL schedule on Saturdays. I'm pretty sure we do. Pretty sure has the draw always been Thursday? I don't know. Yeah, super excited for UCL, both the Champions League and the UCL fantasy, actually. So yeah, before we get into the FPL stuff, is worth mentioning that I'll probably get out a first draft on Sunday or Monday. I think we get the fixture, so we might get the schedule Saturday. And then I'll probably spend a lot of spare time, probably coming up with my own ticker and then highlighting stuff, and yeah, and then I'll put together a team based on that. So that will be, I don't think that will be Saturday, but yeah, this is FPL. This is an FPL stream, so I think the focus is on FPL today. So we should probably take a look at the. One thing I've not done yet is take a look at the lineups for tonight. So there's a couple of games on tonight, obviously. Yes, so Brighton have got Tromso. It's the home match. So let's see who they are playing. So it looks like Boskagli at left back, Dunk, Vuskovic centre back, Weaver at right back, and then Gross playing again. It's not ideal, is it? But saying that, you probably don't need him. I'm not going to start him against Chelsea anyway, I don't think. Gross, no Yori in central midfield, Gomez right wing, and then it looks like De Kuyper is still in left wing. I think that's right. So O'Reilly attacking mid, Costellas up top. So yeah, so it's quite strong from Brighton, really, isn't it? They've not really rested many key players. Let's take a look at Chelsea, because I think I briefly saw the lineup, but I didn't really take it because I was trying to. Okay, so we've got so Fulham and Chelsea are tonight. So Chelsea lineup is out. So Mike Penders, he's been given a good an opportunity. He's probably worth watching, actually, because he's only 4.5 mil in FPL, and And Sanchez was like, he's just so bad, isn't he? He's just such an awful goalkeeper. Like, don't get me wrong, he's had his moments for Chelsea. Like, I think he was excellent in the Club World Cup. But since that, I think he's a bit clutch. Like, he comes in at big moments, but then he'll do something really stupid. So yeah, we've not had that much luck with goalkeepers since Czech left. Not had much luck at all, really. To be fair though, there's not a lot of good, consistent goalkeepers in football at the moment. Really, if you think about it, there's not loads. I'm hoping we get Emi Martinez. There's been links that, I say we. Obviously, I am a Chelsea fan. If you want, I have got an Atleti top on at the moment. But yeah, I am a Chelsea fan. So yeah, it does look like that we could potentially go in for Emi Martinez. I really like Emi Martinez, to be fair. I think he's great, isn't he? He's such a good personality. He's got a big personality. Like, he's got leadership vibes as well. And I've always found him really entertaining. Like, that doesn't really matter, but he is quite entertaining. He's just a good goalkeeper, isn't he? He's a good goalkeeper. So although Pandas is starting tonight, I wouldn't like start planning to buy Pandas or anything like that. I think obviously I think it's worth just monitoring the situation, basically, because I think there's still going to be quite a lot of transfer movement. Yeah, so we've started Pandas, we've started Chavaria, who is playing, looks like it's a back four. Let's go to Luton, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so Lacroix is starting this one. Achiampong, Gusto. Achiampong started the previous match as well. Reece James is in midfield with Barco, so Barco's starting. It does look like, so it looks like Rodgers. So it looks like Rodgers is on the left. Palmer, number 10, and Esteval, right wing, and Welbeck is starting as well. No, I don't think so. I think even if Welbeck's amazing tonight, I don't think he'll be starting ahead of. I don't think he'll start ahead of João Pedro. I think Welbeck's going to get a lot of the. He'll get all of the cup games. Welbeck, there's no doubt about it. He will probably get every single cup game, which is quite a lot, to be fair. And I think he'll get a few minutes off the bench. I think when João Pedro comes off, maybe early, but I can't see him coming up off too early. So yeah, Esteval, Palmer, Rodgers, Welbeck. So it's quite strong. João Pedro is rested for that one. Who else has been rested? I say Sanchez, but it's arguably dropped. Caicedo. So Caicedo, Palastra is not in the squad. Not in the squad. It doesn't look like Enzo Fernandes is in the squad either. Anyway, what are you talking about? Chelsea forever. I suppose the biggest takeaways from that Chelsea lineup is the fact that João Pedro is being rested, which is really, really good. Pandas is starting ahead of Sanchez, which is what we want. But yeah, obviously, keep an eye on that situation with Martinez. Yeah, so this is my team currently. One second, let me just, because it's not on my screen yet. So yeah, so this is my team. You guys can see that, can't you? So this is my team currently. Kinksky in goal. I think I'm more comfortable starting Kinksky than I am Verbruggen, or that might be pretty obvious. Maguire is. I have got a bit of a headache actually. Maguire is in. I think that I think United will be much better this week. Also thought Maguire was like playing as a striker for a lot of that game, which I found crazy. So Calafiore is of course in. Villa don't look great at all, do they? So yeah, this is where it gets a little bit tricky because I've got Ballard in at the moment, and I will take a look at some stats and projections and stuff over at Fantasy Football Scout. This video is sponsored by Fantasy Football Scout, by the way. Head over there. Link should be in the video description to check out, and we'll take a look at some of the tools shortly. Actually, I've got a few things to show you today. Actually, obviously some of the amazing tools over at Fantasy Football Scout, but also we'll take a look at long-term planning as well with Reese's, who is also from Fantasy Football Scout. Reese's Plan FPL, which is really, really handy. So I think, I think one of the biggest issues I have this week is picking who starts between Ballard and Rodon. So let me know in the chat if you feel strongly about one of them. I don't feel strongly about any. I love Rodon, don't get me wrong, but Brentford are very good. And Fulham are not very good, although they were good against Chelsea. I think that was more so Chelsea's fault. I don't think that Fulham all of a sudden have this like super fluid attack, because you've got to bear in mind they've got a new striker up front now. So yeah, I think it's Ballard and Rodon. That's one of the decisions I have to make. Of course, super happy with Zolis, super happy with Mbumo and Bruno Fernandes. We'll talk a little bit about captaincy shortly as well, but again, it was only one game. We don't really want to start saying that, you know, United are bad and United bad, Hull good, because I don't think that's going to be the case long term. I still think Hull will get relegated. I still think they'll be I still think they'll be the worst team in the league. But it was a good first performance, I thought, from Hull, wasn't it? So see what they're like. They could end up being really good at home and then really poor away. So it could be quite a significant difference there. But yeah, I mean, I'm sticking with Mbumo and Bruno Fernandes again. We'll go through Plan FPL shortly. I think both Ballard and Rodon will hit DEFCON. Yeah, I don't think that's a tough one, isn't it? Because I think if this was a case of like one's home and one's away, I would probably go for the player playing at home. The issue here is that both play at home and both are reasonably decent in terms of DEFCON and attacking threat. I think Ballard was obviously better at DEFCON last season. So yeah, I do need to kind of look at that a little bit more. We will take a look at that in a bit. I have Gabriel. Would you make a sideways move to Calafiori? I don't think so. Not yet. No, I don't think you should do that yet. I think there's going to be there's a bit of a fixture swing coming up now, isn't there? There's obviously City have Coventry in game week 3, and then Chelsea have Hull in game week 4. So I think those two fixtures, that is where people ideally want to be using their free transfers. I don't see many other reasons as to why we should be using transfers at this point, unless you started with someone that's really bad, or I don't know, you know, something like that. I think even if you didn't have the likes of any of this starting 11, in fact, I don't think if you didn't start with Bruno Fernandes or Mbumo or João Pedro, I don't think they're essential to bring in this week. Obviously, Bruno's a good asset. He's probably going to do well. He could do well against Ipswich, but I would roll the transfers just for another week of information. I think with Chelsea as well, Brighton's not an easy game. Of course, João Pedro is rested. We'll see if he comes on tonight. But it's not an easy game, so I wouldn't start going out buying like Cole Palmer and João Pedro. But, you know, having said that, again, just that fixture swing of Man City playing Coventry and Chelsea playing Hull. Let me just take a quick look at the Chelsea fixtures. Yeah, so Chelsea play Brighton at home and then Arsenal, but then they have an interesting run. They play Hull at home. They play Brentford, Bournemouth, Everton, Tottenham, United, Sunderland, Leeds. So I think that is the point where they go on that really nice run. I think if you started the season with Palmer, João Pedro, even Rodgers, then congrats. That's great. But I don't think if you own, I think if you don't own them, I don't think you buy them. So yeah, they're the issues that I face this week. I think obviously one of them is, ideally, I don't want to wait. I don't want to use any transfers, at all. I don't want to use any transfers. I think having a couple, ahead of game week 3 is probably good, because then I think that's when you can start looking at, can you guys see this? If I click on, let me check full profile, it comes out a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, Mbumo maybe, he could go, couldn't he? You don't want to be getting rid of him. I think Everton have looked quite good, so I don't think selling Mbumo ahead of Everton is a bad idea. His minutes have probably gone up now though, because Diallo is injured, isn't he? So definitely one to consider. But we'll just see how he does. I think obviously we need to see how United are in game week 3, because I did say on a recent video, I don't think Bruno Fernandes is worth 12 million long term. I mean, it could be quite stupid to say, and I could end up eating my words, but I just think that's so much money, isn't it? And then you look at someone like Cole Palmer, who, yeah, he didn't have a great season, last season, but he's refreshed and stuff like that, isn't he? So, but yeah, no, I think with the Gabriel and the sideways move to Calafiori, I think it does give you money, but I would definitely wait for that. Thanks. I've saw on the first bench is Slater. Would you bring someone in? I would. No, I think, you know what? I think I would probably. I think that's fine. I don't think you need to bring anyone in, to be fair. No, I think you'd be pretty. I think you're okay. So yeah, need to make decisions on that 100%. So first, look at the fantasy football scouts. Again, if you are watching, guys, and you are in the chat, please make sure you hit subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. So this is the fantasy football scout stats area. This is honestly one of the best things out there in terms of fantasy football, to be honest. There's so much in here. Obviously, I'll show you a couple of bits. We won't look at everything tonight, but potentially a couple of tools that could help make decisions, maybe. So you can see that. Okay, I think I've realised that there's some. You can see that, okay, can't you? I think you can. There's some things that I can't actually click on, because like the screen goes everywhere. So I've centered it perfectly. I've had to zoom massively out on my laptop, so you should be able to see this basically. So this is, so there's loads of great stuff in here. There's like projected points and stuff like that. So I basically want to try and find something that can help me decide between playing Ballard and Rodon. And I think this could potentially help. So this is player projections. Where's the period though? That's what we want. So this is for the next So this is for the next 3 game weeks. I wonder if we can. I wonder if we can do it like that. So it's this is specifically for game week 2, I think. So in terms of expected points, is that Gabriel? He's expected to get 8 points this week. Not right, is it? Surely. But anyway, yeah, looking for Ballard and Rodon, basically. Ballard is right up there, to be fair. He's on 4.13. So he's... Let me have a look at that per game week. Yeah. So Ballard is predicted to be among the top 6 for points this week. Is that right? Let me see where Rodon is. And there's Mihailovic. Yeah, so it looks like he's predicted to get lower. Lower than Ballard. Yeah, so it's got loads of great stuff in here, by the way. Like differentials and stuff like that. This is something I really found interesting. Obviously, players on the far right here, highly owned. But then you go over here and you can see that some of the highest scoring differentials for game week 2. So you can set the ranges as well over the next few weeks. Apparently, Awaniyi is right up there, but he does play Hull, doesn't he? So there's quite a few differentials here that can do quite well. If we set that for the next 3 game weeks, actually, I'd be really interested in some of this stuff, actually. So if we do for... Hang on, I'm going to set it for the next 6. Next 6 game weeks. I wonder who comes out top in the next 6 then. Out of Rodon and Ballard. Can't see Ballard now. So Ballard's gone right down the list now that we've put it to 6. But yeah, looking at differentials, because I think this is a really cool tool in the on Fantasy Football Scout. So here, yeah, you can see that in the next 6, in terms of ownership, Palmer is right up there. Is that Palmer predicted to get more than Bruno? 28.4. 27.8. Yeah, so Palmer's actually predicted to outscore Bruno in the next 6. So this is obviously ownership. So the players over here, quite high ownership. Obviously, some of the players here low ownership. Iwobi is actually one of the highest projected differentials. Stack also quite a few names down here as well. I should probably let me just see, this is what I'm really interested in, because there's quite a few players here. So obviously this is now in defenders order. So differentials. Thiaw is someone I'm really interested in. He's one of the highest predicted. I think he is one of the highest predicted defenders in the next 6. Thiaw. He was in my differentials video, actually. Really do like him as an option. So what's your chip strategy going forward? Yeah, so we'll take a look at that in a sec. It's really, really good. Some of the features over at Fantasy Football Scout are really, really good, actually. I think to explain chip strategy, we'll probably just switch over to FPL Plan. So this is FPL Plan. Again, a lot of you may know Reese. He's genius at this sort of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant site. This is obviously where you can plan stuff as well. I mean, there's a few sites like this out there. I know there is. This is what I use though. I just love the new interface as well. I think it's just great. So I think chip strategy depends on a few things at the moment, because like I don't know if NDI is going to be a problem. Like NDI might actually be an issue for me. Let me just, I want to check the latest on him. I'm pretty sure it was that he was in talks for Manchester City. Yes, the Athletic posted 5 hours ago. Man City are interested in a move for Everton forward Iliman NDI, with the Merseyside club keen on a deal that would see Jack Grealish head in the opposite direction. So, I mean, that's not great. It's not great, is it? So, yeah, I think my chip strategy is not set in stone just yet, although I've got a roundabout ideas of when I'm going to go with different things. Obviously, I've played Bench Boost already. Ended up on 63 points. It wasn't a great week. But this is... see, this projections will also help me now, because at the moment, this team rating for Gameweek 2 has a 94%. And if you can see it, yeah, you can see that. Let me just swap Rodon to Ballard and see what happens. 92. Yeah, so as well as the Fantasy Football Scout projections RMT, Plan FPL also thinks my team is better with Ballard in it. I mean, I'll probably want Rodon ahead of Gross there, won't I? Start with. So yeah, I think in terms of chip strategy, let me just take a look at Game Week 3, because this is how things would look in Game Week 3. I think I would probably bring in Gross. It would potentially be for NDI or João Pedro. If NDI is still at Everton though, I think he stays, and I think I would probably bench João Pedro against Arsenal away. Although it might, it may be tight between him and Rodon. And then it's a tough one between the goalkeepers. Let's see what happens with the goalkeepers if I switch. Yeah, so it's 80%. So it would prefer me to play Verbruggen against Leeds. I think the issue with this team is what to do with Forest players, bench or start them. Glasgow and Forest always beat Liverpool recently. Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? It's what I mean. It all depends on which Liverpool players you've got. I think if it's like attackers like Morgan Gibbs White, I would probably play him. I'd be less keen on a defender though. I'd be less keen on defenders because I don't think the wing backs are gonna get DEFCON. Ideally, if you don't want a clean sheet, you want DEFCON, don't you? I don't know. I think I would probably bench the defenders against Liverpool, and then play attackers. It depends who you've got on your bench, though. So you get to Game Week 3, and I think the biggest issue is that I've now got no. Well, I've got Haaland obviously, but I've got no City apart from Haaland, who would obviously be captain. I think a lot of people will probably look to triple captain Haaland in that one, actually. So I think, see what fixtures he's got. So I would say the best time to triple captain Haaland is going to be Coventry or Ipswich. I would worry slightly about 16. You can't see 16 on screen there. 1 second, let me just get that. I would be slightly worried about Haaland here because it's in between a Champions League match. Let me just take a look at the whole. Let me take a look at that Ipswich game. I want to, yeah, because I think Game Week 3 is probably a great time to play it. So this Ipswich match is basically after. Yeah, so that one's in. So Ipswich is in between the Champions League as well. The game against Ipswich is between. Match day 2 is the 13th to the 14th. Match day 3 is 20th to the 21st. So yeah, it's wedged in between that. So I'm not 100% on that. I keep coming back to Coventry here. I just think that's a really good opportunity to triple captain him. But then it's, could we use the free hit in Game Week 3? I think a lot of people probably may be looking at Game Week 3 and 4, although some people will probably just wildcard in ahead of 4 or 6. But in terms of the free hit in Game Week, there's obviously benefits to using the free hit in Game Week 3, right? There's obviously the fact that Arsenal play Chelsea. Now, I wouldn't necessarily be too worried about playing Arsenal players because they play at home. And you could probably bench out Pedro, so I'm not too sure how much of an issue that is. I think one of the original perks of free hitting in Game Week 3 on paper was Aston Villa against Hull, but now Aston Villa don't look great at all, do they? I mean, there's other fixtures, Brighton against Leeds, but we've got Brighton already. Chelsea we can bench. I think the biggest kind of perks, should we say, to free hitting in Game Week 3 is probably Liverpool, stocking up on Liverpool and City, because City have, of course, if you free hit in Game Week 3, you can't use the triple captaincy, so that is a negative as well. But yeah, some of the perks, obviously Liverpool, have a game away to Ipswich. You could potentially stock up on a couple of players there if you wanted to. Although with Barcola potentially linked with Liverpool, you can't really take a punt on Gakpo, and then Zlobazlai's not great. Like, he is obviously a good asset, he's just not super exciting. Hi Dan, how are you, mate? Good to see you in the chat. Well, I would ask you what your decisions are this week, Dan, but I've seen your team already. It went out on I think it's going out. It's either out or it's going out on Fantasy Football Scout. What are your plans with NDI, Dan? I'm pretty sure you've got NDI as well, because I saw him this morning in your team. And yeah, I know you have, actually. I know you've got him. What are your plans with NDI? Just looking at chip strategy at the moment. I think obviously we mentioned the fact that we could probably free hit in Game Week 3 if we needed Man City, but I think we could probably get there with transfers, right? I have a feeling that by the time we get to Game Week 3, we will know if we still want Mbeumo and Bruno. I think if obviously, I mean, it's going to be so hard to sell them though, isn't it? If Bruno and Mbeumo do really, really well against Ipswich, maybe not a lot of people are considering selling Bruno, but if you're looking at the likes of Semenyo and other players, and maybe an upgrade in defence to O'Reilly, because you've got to remember, when the Man City fixtures are good, O'Reilly tends to do well, right? And Man City have got pretty good fixtures. Bendiago goes to City, then I'll probably drop to Sangare. Yeah, that is definitely an idea, isn't it? That's definitely an idea. I mean, I've got Gross at the moment, so I'm not. I do wonder if rather selling Bruno and selling United assets for free. Yeah, I was just looking at that. I think it's a good idea. It's going to be difficult though, isn't it? Because City have got basically Coventry, and then they've got United, Sunderland, and Liverpool, and Champions League in between that. So I'm because Champions League starts on the 8th of September, which I think is between Coventry and United. Yeah. So it might be a bit of City rotation that. Maybe. It could be a case of selling. So it could be a case of, this is game week 3 now. It could be a case of selling Mbumo to, say, Semenyo. Oh no, we can't, can we? Of course we can't. So yeah, you'd have to lose 0.5 to. Yeah, you'd probably have to sell Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, so I think unless you've got, no one will have 0.5 in the bank to go from Mbumo. I mean, like, I could do this. So I could go NDI to Slater, which would give me the exact amount to go for Palmer. Go 4-4-2. Game week 3. Not game week 3, sorry. Yeah, this is maybe for game week ahead of game week 4, but so let's just get them back for a sec. Slater, I think, is a good 4.5 option. But like I said, it depends when it depends when you're going to be wildcarding though, because I think a lot of people are planning to wildcard. I think a lot of people are planning to wildcard in. What's going on? A lot of people are planning to wildcard ahead of game week 4 or game week 6. It's a bit slow, isn't it? I think it's because I'm live, so yeah. But anyway, I mean, ideally though, you want to carry transfers though, don't you? I suppose. So yeah, I mean, I think triple captain Haaland in game week 3. I think that sounds like something I would probably go for. If I think it's going to be, like I said, I think it's going to be really tricky to sell United assets ahead of game week 3 if they do really, really, really well against Ipswich. Like if Bruno Fernandes gets a goal and assist, and then Bumo gets a goal ahead of game week, well, in game week 2 and then ahead of game week 3, I don't think a lot of people are going to sell them. I think they'll just hold him for Everton. But then it's then because everyone's probably going to have 2 transfers ahead of game week 3. So again, it depends when you're wildcarding. Because if you are wildcard and ahead of game week 4, then you could use all your transfers. But I think in terms of my own plan, it's very much up in the air at the moment, long term, because obviously we don't know what's happening with NDI. If NDI does go, then he's going to be a problem. Obviously, I'm going to have to get rid of him. But then there's different things that I could do. I could bring in Sangare of Brentford, who looks really good. Again, it's only been 1 game week, so we don't know how consistent he's going to be. Like, I think I remember when we all went crazy about Reinders, and now look where he is. He's well, he actually scored the other night in the Saudi league. But anyway, you know, we could get one of them. So Sangare might not just not be good. You know, he might just get DEFCON most games. Maybe people would be happy with that. Maybe people would be happy with DEFCON most games, because I don't think a lot of people would be starting him every week. I think a lot of people probably start him every week after his performance in the opening round. But so yeah, I mean, ideally NDI stays, because I do like his fixtures. And there's always the chance that, because I would probably start him against Man United as well. There's always the chance that he goes to Man City, and because Doku's injured, just starts straight away. You know, he could just start straight away. But then you haven't got a nailed 6 million option on Pens, then, have you? He won't be on Pens. We don't know how good. What is your plan in terms of selling United assets then, Dan? Are you going to be selling? Are you just going to be selling Bruno and Mbeumo in 1 week? I'd love to know what you guys are doing in the chat, actually, because I think that's a tough one, isn't it? But then obviously Chelsea in 4. By the time you get to 4, I think this is game holding Man United assets in game week 3 is not the end of the world. Like if you wanted to, okay, I might have issues here with maybe NDI, so I might be forced into making a transfer. But this team, as it stands, I don't think looks terrible. When you get towards game week 4, though, I think this is where my team starts experiencing some really awkward fixtures. Obviously, my backline, I wouldn't start Ballard against Arsenal there. He would probably Rodon, João Pedro would probably come in as well. Well, probably would be for Mbeumo City. And then I've got Davis as well. If I wanted to play Dave, I could play Davis ahead of Maguire. I think the problem with this, though, is that I don't have enough Chelsea, and I'm playing. I might not even have NDI. So yeah, I mean, I think this is the area where I would be kind of considering a wild card, to be honest. But both Bruno and Mbeumo are planning to keep until maybe the international break. Yeah. Oh, you've got 0.5 in the bank. Yeah. If you've got 0.5 in the bank, then I think Mbeumo to Semenyo is probably an easy move. Obviously, we'll have to see how United do next week. Because this is the problem, isn't it? Because I think if United were really good, maybe we wouldn't be looking at the Mbeumo to smash. Also, United City haven't been that great either, right? I know Semenyo had a good pre-season, and they obviously beat Bournemouth as well. But yeah, Man City assets are a tricky one. I'm really looking forward to seeing how they do this week. Yeah, really looking forward to seeing how Man City do this week, because I think, would it put people off if the triple captaincy in game week 3? You triple captain in Haaland in game week 3, Don? Because I think this week's a good fixture for Haaland, but I'm not comfortable enough. Let me just try and get a comparison for Haaland and Bruno. This is why I love the Fantasy Football Scout site. It's just good. It's just good. It's great. So yeah, projections. Probably do this week, can't we? We can do this week. Let's see if we can change it. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes is he's 6'5". Is that 6'5"? Is that 6? Oh, you can't really see that. There you go. They're the projections for this week. Palmer right up there, Haaland up there, and Mbeumo is actually the second predicted highest scorer, actually. So Haaland's not even above Mbeumo this week. So I think in terms of projections, Bruno is still up there. Just take a look, because there is a tool on here, fixture runs. Let me just take a look. I was going to get the fixture ticker up. Yeah, 100%. It's all hypothetical, so we see a bit more. Yeah. Yeah, we need to see a bit more, don't we, from... Like, I think if United have a poor week against Ipswich again, then I think a lot of people will be tempted to just I actually think that if Mbeumo blanks, he will be first out. I think a lot of people will probably sell him early as well. I think he'll probably get a price drop. I just think people, because obviously after seeing United last week, I think even if United are good and Mbeumo blanks, Mbeumo could still drop. No, you can filter out the next. Yeah, so it's a lot of the big teams that are that are up there in terms of fixture swing there. It is interesting. Oh, that's clean sheets. Let's have a look at goals. So in terms of projected goals in the next, say, 3, Liverpool are right up there, aren't they? Yeah, I don't have any Liverpool attack at the moment. Which 3 players should I bench and in what order? João Pedro. Okay, I wouldn't bench João Pedro. I wouldn't bench Isaac because projected to do really well this week. Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, Semenyo. I think I would probably bench NDI out of all those, because we just don't know if he's going to play or not, do we? So he would definitely be benched there. I think I would bench De Kuiper. I mean, that sounds insane, but I think Chelsea are going to score. I can't see Chelsea not scoring against Brighton, so I would probably bench De Kuiper. and Ballard. I'd probably bench De Kuiper, Ballard, and NDI. NDI because I don't know if he's going to start. It's an issue that I've got to sort out myself. De Kuiper because I think Chelsea are going to score, and Ballard because it would be out of Ballard and Maguire. I would still play Arsenal double defence. It would be out of Maguire and Ballard, but Maguire looked so attacking in that last match. He was pretty much basically playing as a striker for a lot of it. What's your ranking points? Yeah, so I bench boosted in who's this? Yeah, I bench boosted in game week 1. I ended up getting 63 points. Might be easier to show you on the camera rather than showing. That's not very good, is it? One sec. 1 second. Just realised my. Just realised you can't see my bench there. Oh no, you can't see my bench. Losing it. Yeah, so yeah, I ended up getting 63 points last week. Bit of a meltdown here at the moment. Yeah, so I need to lock that 1 second. So I think that I would probably. I think that would probably be my bench order. I would probably play Rodon because actually, I'm really split between Rodon and Ballard. I think a lot of so I'm 63. I got 63 points last week. I keep not answering your question, and I am overall 1.2 million. But that's fine. That's okay. Obviously, I made a couple of annoying decisions. Like I had Sangare in my team, and then I swapped him for Gross after persuading myself that he was good for minutes, and he probably is good for minutes. But it's just annoying, isn't it? Sangare is probably not going to get 2 assists in DAFCON in a game again, and a clean sheet, and all that other stuff. Like he might, but I don't think he's going to do it. Whereas I think with Gross, he could easily score a few pans. So I don't think there's much between Gross and Sangare long term though. So yeah, I didn't have Sangare. I also took Szoboszlai out as well, which is kind of annoying. So, and then yeah, just didn't go to plan. To be fair, I didn't consider the double up in the Arsenal defence because I wanted. I just didn't see it. I didn't like. Obviously, Arsenal are great from a defensive perspective, but I just felt like there wasn't loads of upside with the Arsenal fullbacks, and obviously White and Calafiori both got an assist in the first round. Not like they've got no upside. Of course, they've got upside. Yeah, I just felt it was funds were better used elsewhere, basically. They're just predicted points, aren't they? They're not massively reliable. In terms of clean sheet odds, I'm pretty sure that Sunderland have got better clean sheet odds this week than Leeds is also. One sec, let me just turn that off so you can see it. Yes, if you this is filtered for this week. So clean sheets for this week 43% Man United, of course, at the top, and then Arsenal, and then Liverpool, and Coventry, because obviously Coventry have got Hull. But Sunderland are there, or thereabouts. Sunderland have got a 32% chance. Leeds have got 28% chance. So as well as projections in terms of points, clean sheets, obviously back Sunderland just. And I think last season, in terms of DAFCON, Ballard was like one of the best. Let me see if we can get access to DAFCON. I think we're actually going to get projected DAFCON soon also. It'd be really good if we could. We just take a look at DAFCON. A lot of DAFCON stuff that I haven't seen here before, actually. Let's filter out defenders here, see what happens. Oh, this is yeah. So that's the latest data basically. So yeah. So I mean, clean sheets back Ballard. I wonder if attacking threat wise, who is stronger. You just take a look at last season for attacking threat between Rodon and Ballard. XG. Might be better if I just typed it. So Ballard had an XG of 3.46. 1.41. Yeah, so Ballard's XG is better as well. To be fair, most data points that most metrics that I have looked at is backing Ballard, to be fair. Yeah, so bench order, De Kuiper, Ballard, and DI. I would probably put Ballard ahead of De Kuiper, based on clean sheet potential, DEFCON, attacking threat also. Again, I just think, I know De Kuiper's playing out of position. I know he's exciting, but I don't think he's going to, I think Chelsea are going to score. I would actually put De Kuiper probably last this week and DI second. Who would you bench, Rodon or Aja? I would probably I would probably bench Aja. I would back Rodon, to be fair, because Aya is away from home, isn't he? And I think I did see a post actually from Tom Hadley. He's doing some really good stuff actually for Scout this season. I did see him post about defenders playing at home did really, really well with like DAFCON and clean sheets and stuff like that. So I would if it was between home and away, I would usually back the home team. Yeah, bench order would probably put Ballard first, NDI second, De Kuiper last. I just don't trust NDI at all. Like I just don't trust him at all. Got Gabriel White and Calafiori alongside Maguire and Ballard. Who among those three would you play in the 11? I do like the double Arsenal defence. You know, I'd probably start Gabriel White and Maguire. Calafiori, I'm still a bit worried, comes off a little bit early. Like I could not guarantee that he doesn't come off early. And I just prefer Maguire to Ballard this week. Only just though. Only just. I think it's a tough one. It's a tough one. So yeah, I think this is going to be, because we've gone on for quite a while actually. I didn't think we'd I don't think it'd go this quickly, to be fair. But it has gone quite quickly. Not a load of people in though tonight, so we'll see how the next one does, maybe. But yeah, so I think that's how I'm gonna go. Oh, you can't see it. What's that? I think this is gonna be my team actually going into game week 2. I think if I get slightly nervous about NDI, then I think it would be then a decision of Rodon or Gross. Although I'm pretty fine with playing a back 4 this week if I need to. I don't really want to use my only transfer to get rid of NDI. I mean, I could and bring in Sangare, but yeah. Fingers crossed. Let's hope NDI starts. I hope NDI starts this week, to be fair, because I don't think Bournemouth's a terrible fixture. Like, if I had loads and loads of squad depth, maybe I would bench him. I don't know. I think it's I don't know. Part of me thinks it's too early for him too early into the process of speaking to Man City. It's too early for him to not start a game, but you just don't know, do you? You know, you don't know if Moyes will start him if his head's elsewhere, basically. So yeah, that's me. Well, should we? I don't know if anyone wants to look at challenge. I know, I don't think a lot of people play it, to be fair. Let's see what it does to the screen now by clicking on challenge. Probably nothing good. Super zoomed in that for some reason. I don't know why. Can't really see that. Hang about. All this for FPL challenge. What is going on? Probably need to zoom out a little bit more, actually. Anyway, you can't really see the filter though, so there you go. The challenge for this week is called Welcome Back. So it's double points for players from the promoted sides, up to 3 players per club. Let's just lock that for a sec. Yeah, so I think in this one I would probably back a 0-0 in Coventry, potentially. I'd be tempted to go quite heavy at the back, you know. Something like Thomas. Well, we do need to keep an eye on the lineups though, because obviously Pinnock has just joined, so you know he could come in. I think Mendy's back as well from injury, so we could go for Zolakis there as well. We could go for the double up. We could aim for a 0-0 in that one. You know what? We could also stick in Nah, I wouldn't want to put Slater in as well. I think I'd be quite happy with that. Although you could go, I mean, you could go Leaf Davis as well. I think I'd still be tempted to have. I'd still be tempted to have Fernandes in there. And I don't really. Yeah, maybe have Haaland as well. But I think is that a bit boring? I think that's a little bit safe, isn't it? Playing it safe there, I'd say. I mean, you could go for you could go for triple Coventry defence. That could work out, and maybe. Yeah, you could go for that, or maybe go for Zalakis in goal, and then like Slater or someone like that. But yeah, that's who I would go for in terms of FPL challenge. So yeah, I mean it's 8 o'clock. We've done an hour and a bit. So hope those of you who joined enjoyed. Hopefully those of you who had joined enjoyed the stream. That's hard to say. I thought I'd give it a little test, see how many joined me for the Friday night stream. Thursday night, I'm losing it. We have got an early deadline, haven't we, this week? So yeah, it will be. I think the next deadline's a Saturday, isn't it? Is it? I don't know. But yeah, we'll probably do a deadline stream on Friday. But you will see me again before that though, because I'll probably get out a Champions League fantasy draft this weekend. Not too sure when I would record it though. We'll see how fast the schedule releases. If the schedule releases tomorrow, which I doubt, then I could get a video recorded tomorrow night actually. So I could get a draft. I'm saying that's graphics building as well. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be weekend or Monday for the UCL fantasy. No, it'll be Sunday with FPL. So I'll probably get out a wildcard draft on Sunday as well. For FPL. But anyway, yeah, thank you for joining me for this stream. For those of you who have, please, if you did enjoy it, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit the like button as well, because it probably helps the algorithm. I don't know, people say that it might help, it might not, I don't know. But yeah, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you guys again for the next one. I'll just put a bit of music on for you in the meantime. One sec.
All this time, I've been holding on so tight, 'cause all that I do was easy to use. So cold.